Dr. King Jr. Day is Monday, January 18th. I'm Public Information Officer Shirley Blaine. Joining me today to share how you can celebrate Dr. King's life and legacy is the City of Dublin's Community Task Force Chair and Sunday Supper co-founder, Kofi Mpanza. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Kofi, what is the Sunday Supper?
Sunday Supper is a concept that was inspired by Dr. King's vision that people of diverse backgrounds would come together to really understand their racial or cultural differences and work towards a solution through meaningful conversations with each other. I brought the tradition to Dublin in 2017, co-founding the initiative with other Dublin Kaufman High School students, Varun Madan and William Hetherington. Our goal was to invite various city leaders to come together and engage in difficult and often uncomfortable conversations pertaining to race. Once you engage in these conversations, you can unravel any hidden biases you might have had and gain a better understanding of people with different backgrounds to really become a more inclusive and equitable leader in Dublin. Typically, this event has consisted of a panel of speakers and a dinner for attendees to enjoy while discussing Dr. King's vision and how we can celebrate diversity in Dublin.
How can people join the Sunday Supper this year?
Due to the ongoing pandemic, this year's event will not be an in-person community dinner, but instead it will take place around your own dinner tables. On Sunday, January 17th, we invite you to discuss Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy, celebrate diversity, and share how you can help make real, equitable change for people of color.
What topics or questions could people use to start a conversation around their dinner table?
I really recommend starting off about Dr. King's legacy, an iconic letter from Birmingham jail. As for questions to help prompt an open discussion with your family and friends, I recommend starting with these. 1, have we transformed our words of support for our community of color into action that supports them? 2, have we been willing to engage with people of different backgrounds, even if they don't agree with us? 3, have we made a legitimate effort to create an equitable and inclusive environment to be able to welcome engagement from our diverse neighbors? 4, what plans can we lay out to ensure our drive for a more equitable and inclusive community for our neighbors is not a short-term momentary goal, but instead a consistent long-term change we want to create?
What goal do you have for this year's Sunday Supper?
For families to not only have a conversation about who MLK was, but to also have tougher conversations about racial inequality in Dublin and how we can work together to create a true equity for all. I also recommend having a discussion about how to be kind and think of others, especially during the pandemic. I want you to use MLK Jr.'s Day not just as a day off of work, but a day to reevaluate yourself, your family, and evaluate whether you are contributing to racial inequality in Dublin or working towards creating a more equitable community for your neighbors of color. The last main goal I want people to take away is that this should not stop at a conversation. When you have those difficult conversations with each other and evaluate your position in contributing or eliminating racial inequality in Dublin, how can you make a legitimate change in legislation, schools, work, and your neighborhood to truly be an inclusive overall city?
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today, Kofi, and for honoring Dr. King's vision for a more equitable world.
Thank you for having me.
You can find more information on the Sunday Supper, including a list of conversation starters and other ways to honor Dr. King at DublinOhioUSA.gov/MLK Day.